let's go. We just gotta go hard. I go the hardest. I bring the pain. Not what you used to. It's all part of the game.
Yo guys, my name is Ben from No Limits, and over the winter I'm on the hunt for the perfect e-bike that's suited to me and my riding style. So I've selected a few different brands and different models that I'm going to be testing out over the next few weeks, on the hunt for that perfect e-bike. And we're going to kick it off with episode 1, which is the Marin Alpine Trail E2. So let's flip the camera around, head to the trails and see what this thing's like. Boom! And we are in the woods. So firstly, let's talk about the bike spec. The bike was a Marin Alpine Trail E2. So the spec wise on that, if we look at all the finer details, it was a mullet version bike. So that was 27.5 on the rear, 29 up front. Suspension platform, we had a Fox Elite fork on the front, which was 160mm travel, and then we had 150 on the rear. So in these series, we're going to be trying lots of different bikes and lots of different brands. We're going to be trying aluminium bikes, carbon bikes, short travel bikes, big travel bikes. So it's going to be exciting to see how they compare to each other in the suspension platforms, and it's going to be interesting to see how the weight differ and how the ride on the descents. So the best thing about e-bikes is just how fast you get up to the top of the climb. A climb that usually takes 10 minutes or take 3 minutes. So that means that you can probably smash 3 descents in the time of going from top to bottom on an analog bike. On an e-bike, you can do that probably on certain areas. You'd probably be able to get 3 runs in before you got to the top and down on a normal bike. So you just get so much more riding in. This is what I like about the new EP801 as well, is it's got 10 modes on the battery. So it's got 100% battery life, and it's got 10 bars. So on a normal bike, you normally have say 5 bars, but in that last bracket you could have a range of 25% that you've got left. That could go just like that, whereas in the new EP801 you've got 10 modes, so you drop a bar, so you kind of drop in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 all the way back down to 0. And the battery size was a 630 watt battery, so you've got plenty of room to be able, for me, as mentioned, I'm buying a bike for myself. I like jumps, I like turns, I like shorter rides. I'm not one for smashing out loads of miles and big distance on the moors, etc. I'm buying an e-bike to be able to do the amount of riding that I'm doing at the minute, but double it. Was the Marin playful? Did it reach my expectations? It did. It was heavier, I'm going to say that. It was a heavier bike. It was a little bit harder to pop on the back wheel and manoeuvre in and out of the turns. It did help the fact that Jerry had shorter bars on, just to be able to wrestle it around those trees a little bit easier. But it's a bike that, for the price tag especially, you cannot, or I cannot knock that bike. It did exactly what I wanted. There's a lot of advantages with e-bikes, but one of them being you can literally jump on to any track. If you mess up your first run, you can get back up, do it again, and you can really learn line choice. And it's just really good to know what's coming on the tracks. I ride here not as often as I should really. My local, I love the tracks here. Prime example, that track there, Boota. Oh, I messed up my line there, the high line. Oh shit, man. Beep. There's a tree. Who put that one there? Oh, sorry, Jer. I didn't know there was a tree that had fallen down. Let's clear it. See, this is proper live testing. I've done my best on getting rid of a few trees there, but it's going to need a little bit more than a bit of end power for that one. Yup, awesome. it tracks the ground so well, it grips roots, it just flies if it's a point, aim and shoot. But it's just sometimes when you need to knock that speed off, or you brake a little bit too late into turns, you can mess up your corner quite easy. And then once that bike stops, it's harder to get that bike rolling again. Also on the main trails, if it's hard compact, with e-bikes, especially here in the UK, they're limited to 15 mile an hour. And once you reach that limit, it just feels like you get that resistance and you never want to pedal past 15 mile an hour. And once you get to that mode, you do tend to sit back into a rhythm where you should be pushing beyond 15 mile an hour. You kind of get a little bit lazy with it. So that's one thing that I've picked up with that. It'd be great if it had an extra 5 mile an hour, or for myself, rather than being lazy, I should be pedaling through that just to get that extra speed here, there, when needed. But once you hit that 15 mile an hour limit bracket, because there's that extra weight there on the Marin, you do feel kind of that you're pushing against that, and you soon become lazy and sit back. So you're working around that 15 mile an hour bracket. So the vital part for me on any bike is how it descends, especially e-bikes. Like you can strap a battery and a motor to any bike and it will fly up the hills and you'll think this is awesome. But obviously at the end of the day, it is mountain biking, and we use e-bikes to get to the top of the hill as quick as we can for the purpose of getting more runs in and more laps on the descent. So my tests, I really like to try them out on the descents. I could be riding this bike all day, doing a all day epic, but for me, I'm looking for a bike that I'm not going to be out getting the miles in, crunching the numbers. I'm going to be out getting the runs in, especially over winter, powering through this slop. So I want to find a bike that's nimble, that I can have fun on, and that descents like a dream. And if it means an SL or a lighter weight one, then so be it. I won't be looking for that. It's got a bigger battery, it's a better bike. I'm going to be more looking at performance in the technical areas and the ride feel aspect. And so on that note, let's get on to the next track. This is one of my favourites. It's been in a few videos and it's one I really like to test the bike's cornering ability and my cornering ability. Oh, I'm in a big gear. Push through these turns really. Yes. And that is one good thing about cornering e-bikes. When you mess up the corner, you're straight away back to speed. And it's so easy, or so hard should I say, not easy. I'm in the boost mode coming down this track, and it is so easy for the bike to escape you. So if we have a little look on sizing, if we've got viewers out there that have watched a few of the last videos, I've recently downsized on my Santa Cruz Mega Tower. I've gone from a large onto a medium, and Jerry's bike is in fact a medium. So I'm on the similar size bike. This is a mullet version. It's a shorter wheelbase than my Mega Tower. Similar stats when you look at geos. Similar travel, 160, 150 on this particular build. And for sizing, I'm feeling good. The only difference between my Mega Tower setup and this bike is handlebar width. I've left my handlebars 800mm on my Mega just to feel like I've got a little bit more leverage to be able to throw that bike around underneath me, whereas these feels like these like 650 or something. They feel tiny. I've got to credit that bike. Firstly, it's an elite level bike, and the price tag off the shelf is 5,995 quid, so under 6 grand for that bike is absolutely unreal. It pedals really well, it descends well. It does come added with the it does come with that extra weight bracket, but it's ticked a lot of boxes. Thoroughly enjoyed getting out there, and I'm really excited for this series now. I'm excited to put the finger on the bike that I want to ride the most, and the bike that I'm going to be purchasing throughout that winter period and into summer next year. So it's an exciting time. This series is going to be really exciting as well, so make sure that you've subscribed, make sure you turn on your notifications. The next video will drop next week, and that will be the Heckler MX review, and then the week after that we've got something really special coming in.
I just gotta go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Yeah, oh yeah, the beat's back. Adrenaline pumping through my veins.